This is technically the Makerspace, and we have a cybersecurity club, and what they do is they set up things in here to practice hacking. And it's secure off the college network, so they really do honest to goodness hacking. And it's open to anybody in the college. You don't have to be everything in here is open to everybody at the college.
Okay.
So if you want to play hacker, come on in. They meet on Friday nights. All right, now this is the Makerspace, and like I said, forgive it.
Oh, my students will love
As
that.
it looks like a wreck, it is. And I'll show you what equipment's in here right now. We've got some robotics. So we have some basic power tools over there. Lots of power tools. You gotta have power tools, right? Gotta have something to cut your arm off with. Behind you is the dangerous one. That's a bandsaw. Oh, it's not. It's not. But yeah, you can slice some meat with it. I mean, you can cut anything with it. All right. Most of the 3D printers aren't in here. The big ones aren't in here. But what this is, I'll move these. Is a small 3D printer that prints from a liquid base. And it's really good with things like figurines. We have a larger one. Actually, that's not here yet. That was ordered. So we got a big one of those. The two printers over there are 3D printers, so the small ones. I also have one, and right now it's sitting in my house because it's too big to put anywhere. It's about this wide, about this tall, for 3D printing. We have laser cutters. And over here, this is an interesting thing. This is a 3D scanner. Whoops, I put it on already. So I could turn that on and it would scan that drill. You'd have a pretty good 3D image. I mean, to get it right, you got to put all stickers, all this, but it works pretty well. So you can take an object and get a 3D image, and then you can do whatever you want to with it. Right? Now, what you're saying so far is, well, I'm not a technical person. This is a makerspace. The purpose is that people that aren't technical can do things. We have, it's not in here, but we have a shirt press and a, what's the small vinyl pen everybody buys? We'll bring this to
Cricket.
Cricket. We got a Cricut. We got loads of supplies for it. But this is for anything from programming, working with devices called Arduinos and Raspberry Pis, which basically they're little computers, and you can make anything you want simply. You can control anything you want. And you think I'm crazy? I've got, well, here's a simple example. That's one of those boards, and that's got about 25 different sensors for all types of gas. I just made it to see how much I could stuff on. And they all work. Now they can report to the internet, and I can get the information off the internet. All those home devices you have, like Ring and all that, and this, honestly, it's not hard.
Wow.
That's why we want regular people.
Do you get a lot of students who are not in engineering and IT in here? Or is that something we want to promote more?
Yeah, we got to promote it more. But like I said, when we were really starting to promote it, COVID hit.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the building, because they had to rip all the ventilation out and rebuild it.
Okay.
So, Professor Tenenfoss, when do you expect to have the Makerspace back in order?
Before January, because we want to open it back up. I don't know the hours yet because we've got to get staff, because obviously we have to get student workers, because we don't have any, actually we're unfunded. A lot of the stuff is different people just put it in there for us. In fact, I can tell you a lot of stuff's mine, but I don't care. I don't care. So it is, and safety is extremely important in here for obvious reason. We do have cameras in here more for the safety aspect. It's not to spy on people, but if somebody does get injured, we have video to show the doctor or whoever what happened. That's why it's in here. And like I said, it's not, don't worry, it's not running right now. And you can't hide in here. Actually, we've gone a little overkill on stuff. Like we have wash stations and first aid kits, which we weren't required to have, all that kind of stuff. All right, if you want to cut vinyl, besides a Cricut, got a big vinyl cutter. Ooh, a couple eyeballs. We also got a big plotter. Print things like posters and stuff. It's probably drying up because, to be honest with you, I've used it twice, and besides that, it's just sat here. I don't know how long we're going to keep it because you know how inkjet printers are, and if you let them sit, they dry up. You got to replace all the heads, so that's a maybe. And
So what is the system by which you acquire some of these materials?
I can tell you the computers are all going to surplus, and OIS sent them over to me. But the supplies the college has been buying, we try not to charge anybody for anything. We don't do something extravagant, obviously, but like we've got vinyl and we've got stuff for 3D printers, but sometimes to do a major product or go into mass production, this isn't a place for mass production. But yeah, then we'll talk about it.
So this is like a place where people could try to like their creativity on stuff that they didn't think that they had in their mind that they could try out with. They don't have the ability for the equipment, or is it things like that?
Actually, it didn't get ordered, but I want to talk to the dean again. I ordered not an engraving machine, an embossing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Because like college clubs can print their own T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And those printers, by the way, 3D printers are actually kits.
Oh.
I bought a bunch of kits. And both of those were made by actually college employees. And they said, man, just leave them in here.
Okay.
So, yeah, everybody's helping out a little bit.
So when it's back open, do the professors usually bring students down here during class, or?
They have, it depends. See, everybody thinks it's all electronics and it's all tech and you have to be an expert. Well, the point we're getting at, that's not the point. The point is to get people up to speed.
Can you talk to us a little bit about what the original vision was for the Makerspace here at TCC?
Two things, to let people have access to technology. Also, it helps promote the technology programs. That's a sidebar of it. Engineering or IT, all of it. Because these days, engineering and IT are doing this really tight. Like I said, you can make all those home devices for yourself. So that was the vision, to kind of place to merge that. We get engineering. Engineering has their own, but we send team get other people from them up here too. But we just want people to have exposure to what's out there in the world.
And what kind of support will you need to restore the Makerspace? And is there anything students can do to support the project?
Oh, to get it back up to speed, I just got to move equipment around.
And how would you like to see this project develop?
I like to see it where it gets enough people where we can get it funded, kind of like the computer club, and keep it manned open more hours, even weekends. That'd be nice.
Have you thought of maybe doing workshops?
We will. In fact, I almost want to do some crazy things like have classes.
Would that be something that they would need to sign up? It's like limited stuff, or would it be student ran?
If we have enough students to student run it, yes. That's the whole thing. It's like I said, it didn't take off as fast as we thought it would. But I think people are nervous about it, scared of it. They don't know what they can do, and that's why things like this are so good.